Hello. Today we're going to answer the question, CrossFit, is it good or is it bad? My name's Chris Butterworth. This is the Healthy Butter channel. This is the place where we spend a lot of time fighting back against Father Time. I was broken down when I was 50. I am 56 today and I feel great. And I am trying to share the journey that I went through, the stuff that I've learned, trial and error, research, the stuff that works. So we should all yearn to be pain-free. We should all make that our goal. And CrossFit is one methodology of working out. So let's talk about it. Is CrossFit good or is CrossFit bad? Well, there are 4 things about CrossFit that I really like. So I'm going to talk about CrossFit, the things I like. Then I'll talk about some things that I don't like quite as much. One of the things about CrossFit is that the workouts are varied. Each day, you're doing a mix of push and pull and squat and press, run, stepping up, sometimes climbing a rope, pull-ups, weighted carries. CrossFit throws everything at you. And from day to day, it's all different. And I talk about that, how kettlebell workouts and club workouts and mace workouts all complement each other, so that even though you're not doing the same thing, you might not do the same workout again for 10 or 15 days. You're better at it the next time it comes around because you've been working those muscles in a movement pattern base workout over and over again. So you're getting better at that workout without doing that exact workout. CrossFit has some of that in it. You're doing exercises, a wall ball, throwing a ball up against a wall and catching it, and it's heavy. That's a whole body exercise up, and it's a whole body exercise catching it. And then doing a dumbbell thruster where you're gonna squat and then throw it up over your head. Full body exercise. They complement each other. You don't have to do the same one every day. So that is a really good thing about CrossFit. It also keeps boredom at bay. One of my favorite things about CrossFit is the community. If you go to a CrossFit box, a CrossFit gym, and you go at the same time at the same day, you go after work every day or every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever, get your pattern in there, you're going to start seeing the same people and you start to develop community. And one of the things that I've talked about on this channel is that working out with kettlebells, clubs, maces can be a little isolationist. Having that community is awesome. It's people to pick you up when you're struggling. It's people to encourage you when your workouts are hard. And it's people to just have a conversation with while you're working out. You share experiences. So that's a big advantage that CrossFit has. CrossFit workouts are, point number 3, a combination of strength and cardio, which I've talked about that again with kettlebells, with club, with maces, strength endurance, strength and cardio. You're not there just to get strong, and you're not just running on a treadmill to work on your lungs. Lungs, blood movement, cardiovascular, huffing and puffing, sweating, getting stronger, muscle fatigue, balance, coordination, flexibility. These things all come together to make us better humans. And CrossFit has some of that, a lot of that. The final thing that I think is an advantage for a lot of people is that CrossFit has pre-designed workouts. You go to the gym, they tell you what the workout is, and you do the workout. So it makes it pretty easy. So there are things to really like about CrossFit. Now, for me personally, as a 56-year-old, I'm going to walk through some things. I actually have 5 things that I don't like so much about CrossFit. Some of this is based on my personality. The first one is that it's just too intense. You can say as much as you want, go at your own pace, but the reality is it's a group environment. They have acronyms like AMREP, which is as many reps as possible. So do this particular exercise for 5 minutes or for 8 minutes and do as many reps as possible. Well, my brain says, go, go, go. I have to get a high score. it's really hard for me to take my time and do slow reps. There's also the opposite of that. Instead of how many can you do in a fixed time, it's here's a fixed number of reps. How fast can you do it? And so again, it's just you and the clock, and you're trying to set your high score. So I have a really hard time. I try to set a PR, personal best, personal record every time I go, and at 56, that's one of the kind of things that beats me up, right? When I go super intense, I feel it the next day. I'm sore, I'm dinged up, I'm tired. And on this channel, we talk a lot about Father Time does that for me. I don't need to do that to myself. So for me, the CrossFit workouts are a little bit too intense. That community, part number 2, that community that you develop in the gym also becomes competitive. And again, this might just be in my brain, the way that I work, but if I'm playing tennis against somebody, or if somebody's working out next to me and it's a complete stranger, I'm going to do my best. Of course I'm going to try to win, but if they beat me, they're just better than me, right? I played somebody that was better than me. I did the best I could, and I could hold my head high. But when I go play tennis against one of my really good friends and we're equal in ability, oh man, do I want to win. Of course, I'm going to play my best. I'm going to encourage him. I'm going to pick him up when he's down. I'm going to compliment him when he does well. I'm going to coach him and to try to work on something new or something he could do to improve his game. But at the same time, I want to beat him so badly. I hate losing to my friends. And so that competitive part of me drives to that intensity part. The third thing, where those pre-designed workouts for me were awesome when I was younger. I did a lot of CrossFit in my 30s, early 30s. Today, I don't love the pre-designed workouts as much. I think all of us, especially in our 50s, we have lingering things. Your shoulder, your elbow, your back, your hamstring. We're trying to build balance through our bodies and get to a pain-free point. And some of us agree better with different exercises, different modalities, different equipment than others. So at this point in time, I love being able to individualize my workout. I look for progression over time. I try to do just a tiny bit better each week, each month, and then over the course of quarters and 6 months and years, my workouts get progressively harder. But I don't need to try to do 50 pull-ups today, right? There's no part of my life where that becomes functional and I need to do 50 pull-ups. It would be very difficult for me, and I would be very sore. I like to be able to do a few pull-ups. I'm glad that I can do pull-ups. I'm kind of not very intentionally, but I'm sort of passively working on muscle ups. Every time I see a bar, I'm trying to do a muscle up because it's just something inside me that I want to do. But I have no desire to do 50 pull-ups. So those kind of predefined workouts, I think, are a little bit more than what I'm ready to do. Again, for me, it's all about function and pain-free. The fourth thing about CrossFit that I don't love is that there really is no rotation and shoulder 360-degree shoulder movements. And basically that means club, that means Mace. Once I found club and Mace, I realized that there is nothing else in the gym environment that are like those. And so being able to do that club motion in reverse, being able to do Mace, come down, throw it back up, go the other direction. Just what club and Mace does for your shoulders doesn't exist in a big box gym and doesn't exist in a CrossFit gym. And for me, again, 56 years old, and I want to keep Father Time at bay, and I want to be pain-free, I am doing club and Mace. And the final thing about CrossFit that I don't really agree with at this point in my life is the price. Honestly, I did an equipment review. I did a review of my Maces a couple weeks ago, earlier video on this channel. And one of the things as I was talking through it is my 8X Maces, I realized how expensive they are. I spent $325 on one, and $175 on the other. I have $500 tied up in 2 Maces. And I thought, man, that's a little bit expensive. Now, I love those Maces. My first 8X Mace fat handle is one of my favorite purchases all time, but it's not cheap. CrossFit, if you actually belong to a gym and go to that gym and you're paying that monthly fee, 1 year of CrossFit is about the equivalent of my entire equipment collection that I've built up over the course of the last 4 years, and which will last me the rest of my life. These things aren't going anywhere. So CrossFit does have a price tag associated. So is CrossFit good or bad? Yes. It has great things about it. It has some things that don't really work. So I guess it's both, and it's also neither. It's not inherently good or bad. It is what you make of it. In my early 30s, I loved CrossFit. The idea of doing 4 or 5 different workouts in short, rapid successions worked great for my ADHD brain. And again, in the late 90s, early 2000s, coming out of 3 decades of thinking that workout meant 3 sets of 10, sitting around waiting, bored, okay, 3 sets of 10. Like, going to the gym was so boring for so long. And then CrossFit was just awesome. Do this, do that, do this other thing. Go run a half mile, come back, do this other thing. I really enjoyed CrossFit as a early 30-something guy. Today, as a 56-year-old guy, it's not in my wheelhouse. I don't need it. Kettlebells, clubs, maces, some strategic stretching, some floor work, some get-ups. I feel great doing what I'm doing, and CrossFit doesn't really fit my current routine. Hope that helps you as you're putting your program together. If you love CrossFit, great. If you're trying to figure out where it fits in your life and you're in your late 40s, your 50s, your 60s, I would probably steer you in a different direction. Doesn't mean it's good or bad. Take it for what it's worth. Go have a good day and go get better.